Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Adarsh Kumar, and I am from Idea Brahma Consulting Private Limited, Bangalore. Today, I'll be discussing about mobile ICU monitor. So, I would begin with our company. We are working towards providing world-class solutions to which cater the specific needs of the industry. We are using cutting-edge technologies as well as contemporary technologies to provide very efficient and effective solutions. We are using cloud computing, mobility, along with unified communications and social media to provide a complete consumer experience. We have more than 25 international patents, and we have built a division named Brahma Labs, which is continuously working towards incremental IPs and novel IPs. Some of the patents you can see in the list over there. We have, because of these patents, we have expertise in connecting these enterprise platforms like Sun and Google and IBM, and you can see the whole list, and the mobile platforms like BlackBerry, Apple, and Windows Mobile, and virtually anything. You can say that if it is on Earth, we can connect. Currently, we are working in the verticals of healthcare and education, and our channels being the mobile devices, starting from tablets, smartphones, to even wristwatches, and our flagship patent, the PIDHN, which is the main technology that is behind today's product. It stands for personal identification of hybrid networks. What it does, it authenticates any device and its framework to connect it to another device. And here in ICU monitor, I'll come to the main software. It's a cloud-based software which has a mobile interface, and it accesses the ICU data, the monitor which is there in the ICU along with the patients, all the vitals which are shown on that. It provides direct real-time data on mobile. Mobile will be used by doctors, and the hospital which want to implement our system, they don't need to. They. The hospitals which want to implement our system, they don't need to upgrade anything in terms of their own hardware and software hardware. Their own hospital management systems is sufficient to integrate our software. So I'll begin with why we actually thought about this thing to come up. Let's say I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, I operate someone, and that after operation that person is in ICU, and I have to go and attend at some other hospital and some other location. So if I need to inquire about the current status of that person in ICU, what I'll do, I'll think about calling the nurse or the person who is attending the ICU. Then the nurse will pick up the call. She'll go and check the status, come back, call me up, or if the call is on hold, she'll tell me. If there is an emergency, in case, I can run for it. So the first thing is there is no real-time monitoring. Okay. Then if it is a big hospital, a very big hospital, they have sufficient number of staff to attend the ICU 24/7. But if you talk about something in smaller hospitals, or if you say in rural scenarios, we don't think that there are so many sufficient number of staff to monitor it continuously. So what our mobile ICU monitor can do, I'll directly log into a mobile device, and I can see the statistics right away. I'll have an option to select. There will be a list of patients which are registered, and I can simply click on the patients and I can see the statistics. What it does, it gives you a real-time view of ICU bedside monitor. Then doctor has an option to set up limits. Let's say if the blood pressure rises and falls by so and so margin, if the heartbeat increases or decreases by so and so margin, he can set up the limits, and if the actual reading crosses that limits, he will get alerts. by himself, means he just does not need to check every time. He can get alerts. Then there will be an automation in the procedure, no need of calling the nurse if the nurse is away from the desk. So all those problems can be addressed. So how does it work? On one side, we have a hospital ICU system, the bedside monitor. On the other side, we have a doctor who wants to see it, and in between, we are there. What we do, we provide a cloud-based backend, and what it does, based on that PID that we discussed, it takes the data from the bedside monitor, compresses it in real time, transmits it to the transmits it via this cloud backend to the tablet, and there it decompresses and it is shown. You can view it actually in real time, so that will be a very good thing for doctors to observe whether the patient is in good condition or not. I'll come to the features. The first things, virtual views. It includes any waveform data, just like the cardiac rhythms and everything. It can be shown, the pulse oximetry and other things. Then the doctor will have an option of zooming and just so that it can, if he wants, he can see the data when however it is done. The waveforms will be the size will be maintained relatively so that there is no error. Then we have automated calipers. If the doctor wants to measure something, let's say it's an ECG data. If the doctor wants to measure some peaks and troughs, so he can either see it based on the automatic portion, or he can do it manually. He has an option. Then there is option of quick scrolling. See, data is continuous. If he wants to go some time back, he can simply scroll back, and start to finish data is also available separately. Then other data like tidal volume or air pressure for flow and everything else, it can be displayed. The thing is, whatever we are going to display over there depends on the vendor. Let's say a hospital is using a GE hardware, or say Philips hardware. So the display options on our software will be completely dependent on what hardware is doing. We can display hemodynamic parameters and vital signs or vasoactive infusions, if any. Then medications, allergies, the demographics of the patients, and any dynamic search features if required. It's all dependent on the vendors, on the hardware vendors. So bottom line is, we'll have an improved healthcare quality, and the workflow efficiency will be increased. The risks regarding the ICU can be minimized, and the accountability of the organization, which in this case is a hospital, can be increased very drastically. Thank you. Just one more thing, I have simply a demo thing with me on this tablet. Over here, this is the ICU monitor. Just a minute. Okay, this part will be the login screen. When I click OK, there is a list of patients, patient 1, patient 2. Let's say I'm selecting patient 1. It will be displayed something like this. This thing over here is very limited as of now. It as it gets connected to some hardware, we can add more things. Any questions? Yeah.
Only the monitoring part, or doctor even taking preemptive measures, increasing the dosages of medicine, things like that.
So
that becomes a bit of a
yeah, I
thing.
understand. We are looking into that. The thing is, this project is still in pilot mode. We are testing with hospitals. There's one Criticare hospital in Mumbai, and some hospitals in Gulf countries also. We are just testing, and everything will be done based on requirement. It's still in continuous development.
Okay. It hasn't been installed as a pilot project on any of the hospitals.
So it is. I think Criticare is doing using it, but the modifications thing, as of now, it is not there. But we are working on it. It's based on it's a kind of module. We can add it, no problem.
So it's still on the trial stage, not
Yeah.
even protocol type setup.
No, no, it's
Not yet.
still on the trial stage. We are getting the feedbacks from the hospitals and doctors what they require and what else we can need. So as soon as they provide it, we can add it further. We
Okay,
can
and the
take it further.
communication between the monitor
Yeah.
and the iPad
Yes.
is through conventional cellular system. Is it?
Cellular system, you can say that. See, the technology that I talked, the PIDHN.
Uh,
So it is our patent. It's our managing director, Mr. Ravindra. It's his creation. So we are using that thing, and the network it will be using the usual data networks, GPRS or 3G, whatever you can.
Usual cellular data network.
Yeah, you can use.
Thank you.
I have two questions.
Yeah, sure.
First, that PIDH patent,
Yeah,
is it Indian patent or US patent?
it's actually you can call it an international patent.
Uh,
It's the you see there is a treaty, PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty, right?
okay.
So all it's unique in all those 140 PCT countries. No problem.
So, is it possible to explore further that PIDH? One question.
Yeah.
And next one, for this application, what is the latency, worst latency required from service provider's perspective? Because you are making use of mobile service provider, right? So, what is the latency expected for this application?
Uh, Regarding your first question, further explorations can be done. Since I am not the developer of the technology, I am not in a stage of answering this. And the latency part, where I'm not very sure as of now. That the technical team is dealing with it. Since
Is it possible to sort of look at non-real time? What I mean is, real time is what is happening now, right?
Yeah.
Suppose the doctor wants to take a decision based on something which might have happened 2 minutes ago. How does your software or your iPad application sort of maneuver that?
Yeah, in this one point I showed that it can show the start to end data. You can access it, no problem. The data is there, it's stored. So you can access it. Let's say this is going on in real time. You can simply scroll back if you want.
So all the time the data is sitting on your machine here, is it?
Yeah, this one is just a video, just to show you what I showed, because right now it's not connected over network.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
Okay.
In the eventual product.
Yeah. So yeah, that can be done. That can be done. See, if a data, if here is a real-time data that is stored first, that is stored at our servers, and you can access it, no problem.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, sure.
You mentioned that you're in the initial stage. In the healthcare sector, it's very difficult to get acceptance and the medical world adapt new technology.
Exactly.
So do you have in your development team people with credibility in the medical world, or how do you want to get the
That's a good
acceptance?
question. Actually, we have, you can say we have a council. We have a group of doctors who are counseling us on this. In fact, the doctors from Indian Academy of Pediatrics and other one is here in Delhi also. So we have some good doctors with us who are counseling on the requirements and all. Thank you, sir.